I've been traveling internationally since I was 2, jet-setting from continent to continent, exploring multiple cultures and seeing firsthand how eye-opening traveling can be. All of these experiences are what led me to being here now. My eagerness to study abroad, coupled with the want of a summer internship, is what drew me to this program. At the start of the program, I made sure to keep an open mind, knowing that how this summer turned out was going to depend a lot on my outlook of situations. I was excited to gain experience working with people from various backgrounds and cultures, and excited to get the chance to take spontaneous international trips on the weekend. When I learned that I was interning for Bank of Ireland, I felt a wave of relief. People who had done this program previously had told me that the Bank of Ireland provided food and that the initial interview with them was a walk in the park. That feeling of relief lasted me right up until I walked into the Grand Canal Quay building. I was instantly overcome by nerves and worried that I would be that one person in the program who was sent away from the company they were placed at. Luckily, the person who interviewed me, Tom Sherlock, was extremely warm and inviting, and everyone who I have met during my time there was the same way. My manager, Trudy, was on holiday for my first week, so I really got to know my team members well. I worked with Shahrukh, the divisional financial controller, and sat in on meetings with everyone from the Retail UK division as they went over their financial statements with him. I got to attend an IFRS 9 training and also learned all about how the Retail UK division ran. Hannah, Shahrukh, Jonathan, Stephen, Brita, and Padraig made every effort possible to make me feel welcome, and thanks to them, the first week flew by. Over the next few weeks, I got to assist the Retail UK financial control team by helping them prepare their financial statements for the half-year reports. I ran notes for them on BCS and also dealt with the cash book and daily funding that one of their largest subsidiaries, Northridge, would send to us on a daily basis. There were a lot of bumps along the way. The first time I ran the notes for my team member, Brita, I had no idea what she was talking about when she mentioned outputs and inputs. I didn't want to flood her with too many questions, so I ran the notes, not realizing that I actually had to input data in for her to actually make them work. This happened a few other times when I was given assignments, as my team members were not aware of what I did and did not know, and usually assumed I already knew the company codes and the hierarchies and the dates to use. After a couple of trials and a whole lot of errors, I finally got the hang of using BCS and soon became a pro at it. I also learned that communication is really important and making sure that I 100% knew what the person was asking of me. One team member, Hannah, spoke so fast and with such a thick accent, I often had no idea what she was saying half the time. I was really hesitant to ask my coworkers for help and for work, fearing that I would just be a bother to them. Over time, though, I realized that my team really valued me and wanted to help me grow and learn. I felt a huge sense of accomplishment when I saw them using reports I had created and seeing the work that I did add value to their jobs. I learned how to communicate more effectively with them because sometimes they talked really quietly, and in Hannah's case, really fast. I realized that just communication was extremely key and that they just really wanted to help me, and that if I didn't voice that to them, they had no idea how to help me in return. They were amazing and really made my experience here great. My team was on top of getting me access to many things, like internet and printing, that other interns had to wait weeks to get. My team also really wanted me to understand how what I was doing was helping them, and would always explain what was going on within their division and during meetings. I got to help out with the mortgages, cards and loans, and others within the division who are not necessarily a part of my team. The Bank of Ireland group also really wanted to make our internship worthwhile and provided us with many informational meetings and tours of different branches, such as the College Green branch. This is my first ever internship, and I'm extremely thankful that I was placed with the Bank of Ireland. I was not only placed within an amazing team that had people looking out for me, but also a company that truly cared about its interns and wanted to make sure we had the best experience possible. Each day was something new, from experiencing a fire drill to spending more time discussing the merits of chocolate than working. There was never a dull day at the office. My team and I really bonded over my stories about where I traveled in Ireland and what I was doing with my time in Dublin. We would have discussions over the silliest things, like talking about whether Benedict Cumberbatch was in the second or the first Star Trek film and figuring out who the heck the other villain was then. I made a lot of great, valuable connections with this internship, and I'm so glad I chose to study abroad. This internship may just be one part that makes up my whole story, but is one that definitely deserves its own chapter.